Okay, so here I am inside Blender, and in today's video, we're gonna import the assets that we downloaded in the previous video, and then we'll set them up for the animation of the shot too. Okay, so let's begin. I'm gonna go into the folder where I save these assets and extract these files. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Sci-Fi Trooper as well. Extract the files. Okay, now let's go back into Blender, and I'm gonna delete these elements. I'm gonna go into File, Import, GLTF. I'm going to open up the folder where I saved these files. Select the GLTF file and click on import. Okay, so here's the GLTF file. Let's go into the material preview, and as you can see, we have all the textures built in. So let's now import the character as well. But first, let me just drag this and drop it inside this collection. I'm going to rename this collection as Sci-Fi Hoverbike. Okay, let's create another collection. I'm going to rename this as Sci-Fi Trooper. Okay, let's now go into File, Import, GLTF, and open up the folder where I saved this character. I'm going to select the GLTF file and click on Import. And here is the character. As you can see, the textures are built in for this one as well. Let's go into the front view. I'm going to move this thing up, and as you can see that this Sci-Fi Hoverbike looks pretty small as compared to this character. Actually, the scale of this character is accurate, so we're going to have to adjust the scale for the Hoverbike, okay? So let's go into the side view, and let me just move this inside this Sci-Fi Trooper folder, and I'm going to select the empty of this Hoverbike, move it on Y-axis, and let's scale this thing up. I'm going to move this on Y. Let's enable the gizmo as well, and I think perhaps somewhere around, I don't know, maybe just about there will look good. Maybe I should scale this down fractionally. Maybe just about there. Yeah, I think this will look good. Okay, so I'm gonna now simply just go in here and lock this collection. I'm gonna now select this asset and place it over this hoverbike, okay? But the problem is that if I go into the wireframe mode, you can see I don't have any sort of armature or any sort of bones or rig attached to this character. So we're gonna have to upload this on Mixamo and then download a fully rigged character. Of course, you don't necessarily have to use Mixamo. You can also rig this character by yourself in Blender or let's say Maya or whatever the 3D software you want. In fact, that is what I strongly advise you to do because Mixamo is not going to give you 100% accurate results all the time with all the characters. The reason why I am using Mixamo is because the process of rigging is going to take some extra bit of time, and I just don't want to spend that time to show you how to rig a character or stuff like that and whatnot, because it also lies outside the scope of this course, and we just have so much to cover in this course that I just don't want to spend that time on things like that, okay? Of course, for the sake of demonstration, Mixamo is going to work just fine, but in a professional workflow, I'll highly recommend you to rig your character by yourself. So let's now go into the top view, go into the wireframe mode. I'm gonna select this character, and I'm just gonna go into File, Export, FBX, and I'm gonna quickly go into the folder where I want to save this FBX file. I'm gonna click on Selected Objects, select Mesh, and I'm gonna type in here unrigged character. I'm gonna click on Export, and let's open Mixamo. Okay, so here we are in Mixamo, and as I mentioned earlier in one of the previous classes, Mixamo is a tool which allows you to, rig your character, and it also comes in with some animation presets that you can use to, download different animations and use them in your project. But of course, we don't need any animation preset as for now. We just want to rig our character and set it up for our hoverbike, okay? So this is the character that we worked on in the previous chart. Process is pretty much the same if you want to upload another character. You just have to go into this option, upload character, select the character that you want to upload. In my case, I have this unrigged character. I'm just going to open it up. It's going to take some time to upload and process the character. Okay, so the processing is complete. The orientation looks good as well. So I'm just gonna click on next, and let's now label this character. I'm gonna bring this marker over here, just about there. You can also use this image as reference, and I'm gonna move this marker over here. And for the elbows, I'm gonna place it over here. The knees, I think they are somewhere around here, I guess. And for the groin, I'm just gonna place this marker just about there. Okay, let's click on next. And now Mixamo's algorithm is gonna take some time to, rig this character. Okay, so as you can see, it has rigged the character and it looks good as well. So I'm just gonna click on next and download this character. Okay, so we have downloaded the rigged character from Mixamo, and I also renamed this as rigged Sci-Fi Trooper. So I'm just gonna now go into Blender and import this FBX file. I'm gonna go into File, Import, select FBX, go into the folder where I saved this character, and I'm just gonna select this file, rigged Sci-Fi Trooper, and click on Import. Okay, let's move this thing on Y. And as you can see, now we have this character fully rigged inside Blender. So I'm just gonna now delete this character because I don't need that anymore. I'm just gonna select everything and delete it. And now I'm gonna place this character over this hoverbike. So let's just select everything that we have in here. Come on, and move this inside the Sci-Fi Trooper folder. And I'm just gonna go into the top view, uh, move this character up on Z-axis, go into the side view, move it just about there, and bring this thing down on Z to maybe just about there, I guess. And yeah, move this thing on Y. I'm gonna move this down on Z just a little bit more. Yeah, maybe fractionally more on Z, and move this thing on Y. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm gonna just select this armature and go into the pose mode, and go into the side view, select I think this bone, and let me enable the gizmo as well. I'm gonna rotate this thing like so, just about there. I'm gonna select this one and rotate it like so. I'm gonna select this one and maybe fractionally rotate this thing just about there. Let's go into the top view. I'm gonna now select this bone of this arm and rotate it like so. And now I'm gonna go into the side view and rotate this thing just about there. Let's go into the top view and move it somewhere around here. I'm gonna go into the front view and move this arm on local y-axis. To maybe just about there. Let's rotate this thing somewhere around here on Z. And I think I should rotate this thing just about there in the side view. And let's see how this thing looks like. Interesting. Okay, let's go into the front view. I'm gonna move this thing. I'm gonna rotate this thing just about there. And let's go into the side view. And I think I should fractionally rotate this thing just about there. And select this bone and rotate this thing just about there. Maybe fractionally rotate this one as well. And I think, yeah, this looks an accurate position. I'm gonna go into the front view and rotate this bone on local y-axis. Maybe just about there. Yeah, I think it looks good. Let's go into the front view again. Maybe rotate this thing like so. And rotate this thing on y-axis just like that. I'm going to go into the side view and move this thing down to just about there. Yeah, I think now the position of the palm looks accurate. Okay, so now I'm gonna select this bone and rotate this thing on X to maybe just about there. I think I should first just rotate this hand like so, and then I should just move this arm to just about there. Not so sure about this. Let's go into the side view again, and I'm gonna move this thing like so, and I'm gonna rotate this arm once again to maybe somewhere around here, and maybe move this thing just about there, and then rotate this arm just about there. Yeah, I think now it looks a little bit accurate. Okay, so I'm just gonna now select this bone and rotate this thing on X. I'm gonna now select this bone and rotate it on X. And I'm gonna do the same thing once again with this one as well, and with this one as well. And yeah, I think it looks pretty accurate. Okay, let's now do the same thing with this one. I'm just gonna select this bone, rotate this thing on X to just about there. Select this one, rotate it like so on X, and then do the same thing with this one as well. Maybe rotate it just about there. Okay, yeah, looks pretty good. I'm gonna now select this bone, very similarly rotate this thing on X to maybe just about there. And then I'm gonna select this bone, rotate this thing on X, and rotate this one as well. Maybe select this one and actually rotate this thing like so. And do the same thing with this one as well. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing with this finger as well. Let's select this bone and rotate this thing on X to maybe just about there. Select this bone, rotate this thing on X to just about there. And then I'm gonna finally select this bone and rotate this thing just like that. Maybe I should do the same thing. Maybe I should rotate this one just a little bit more. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Okay. Let's now also adjust the position of this thumb. I'm gonna now select this bone and rotate this thing on X to maybe just about there. And select this bone. Sorry, not this one, maybe this one. And rotate this thing just like that. Yeah, we have a little bit of a problem here, but I'm just gonna select this bone and rotate this thing fractionally like so. And yeah, yeah, I think it looks good. But if you want to get rid of this thing, you can also sculpt this thing as well. But I think it looks pretty good. Oops, come on. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing with his right arm as well. I'm gonna go into the front view, select this bone and rotate this thing like so, just about there. Go into the side view, rotate this thing just about there. I think it looks good already. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to go into the front view and rotate this thing on local y axis. maybe just about there, maybe somewhere around here, or maybe just about there, I guess. Let's see. I think I should go into the front view and maybe rotate this thing like so, and go into the side view and rotate this thing just about there. I'm going to go into the front view again and rotate this thing on local y-axis to maybe just about there. Or let's try it again. Just about there, okay? Yeah, I think now it looks good. Let's now select this bone and yeah, I think I should do one more thing. Maybe I should fractionally rotate this hand like so, and then rotate this bone and place it just about there. Yeah, I think now it looks pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go into the top view, maybe fractionally rotate this like so. Yeah, I think now it looks good. Okay, so I'm just gonna now select this bone and rotate this thing on X to maybe just about there. No, it's not working. The position of the palm is just not right. So what can we do with this one? Maybe I should fractionally rotate this thing like so and rotate it just about there. And let's see what happens in here. I'm going to rotate his arm on Z and rotate this again on X. Just about there. Or maybe not. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, let's go into the front view and move this arm. No, I cannot do that as well. Let's see. I'm gonna select this bone and yeah, I'm gonna rotate this thing on X to just about there and rotate this thing on X. And now it's gonna give me a little bit of idea where I want to place this palm. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the front view and rotate this hand just about there. And fractionally rotate the arm as well. And now I'm gonna just rotate this bone just about there. Yeah, I think now it's gonna look good. Okay, let's now rotate this thing on X. Yep. So I'm just gonna now select this bone and rotate this thing on X to maybe somewhere around here and do the same thing in here as well. And maybe fractionally here and rotate this thing like so. And then rotate this thing just about there. Maybe just about there. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing with this one as well. I'm just gonna rotate this thing on X to just about there. Rotate this thing on X to just about there. And rotate this thing to somewhere around here. Looks pretty good as well. Let's do the same thing with this one. I'm just gonna rotate this thing to somewhere around here and rotate this bone to maybe just about there and rotate this bone to maybe just about there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let's now do the same thing with this one as well. I'm just gonna first rotate this thing on X, and now I'm just gonna rotate this one to somewhere around here, and then rotate this one to just about there, and maybe place it here, and place it just about here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's adjust the thumb as well. I'm gonna select this bone, rotate this thing on X, and then rotate this thing on Z. Perhaps that's a little bit too much, maybe just about there. And then I'm gonna rotate this bone to somewhere around here, and then this bone to just about there. Yeah, I think now it looks good. Okay, so we have placed the hands and the fingers of this character on this hoverbike, and now I think it's time for the legs. Okay, so I'm just gonna go into the side view and let's adjust them as well. I'm gonna select this bone and go into the top view and rotate this thing somewhere around here. Go into the front view and move this thing to just about there. And I think it looks good. I'm gonna go into the side view and select this bone and interesting. I'm gonna select this one and rotate this thing to somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna select this one and rotate this thing to somewhere around here. I'm gonna go into the front view and rotate it just about there. Looks good. Let's do this. Let's rotate this thing to just about there. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna select this bone and maybe rotate this thing fractionally to here. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay. Let's do the same thing with the other one as well. I'm gonna go into the wireframe mode, select this bone, and go into the top view and rotate this thing just about there. Go into the front view and rotate it to somewhere around here. And okay, I'm gonna go into the side view and rotate this thing to somewhere around here. I'm gonna go into the front view, select this thing, and let's go into the top view and rotate this thing to just about there. I'm gonna go into the front view and rotate this thing to just about there. And go into the side view. I'm gonna select this bone and rotate this thing to somewhere around here. Yeah, I think now it looks pretty good. Okay. Of course, if you want, you can adjust that further, but I'm just gonna leave it here. And I think now it's time to adjust the position of the head. Let's go into the side view, and I'm just gonna now select this bone, maybe this one, and maybe rotate this thing to somewhere around here. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna now press Control S to save everything. Let's save this project file. I'm just gonna go into this Hoverbike folder and save this thing as Trooper and Hoverbike adjustment. And yeah, let's go into the material preview and have a look. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm just gonna now go into the top view, select everything. Yeah, I'm in the post mode, so that is why it's not gonna work. Let's go back into the object mode, and I'm gonna select everything. I'm gonna have to unlock this hoverbike as well. Come on. Okay, so now it has selected everything. I'm gonna now press Shift F, which is my shortcut to, export that BX file. And I'm just gonna type in here Trooper and Hoverbike. I'm just gonna export this thing on FBX, and let's now go into Unreal to import these assets. Okay, so I'm inside Unreal Engine, and let's go into this 3D models folder. And I think I'm gonna have to create two folders here. Let's create another folder, and I'm gonna rename this as weapon. I'm gonna select all these assets and move them inside this folder. And I'm gonna rename this folder as Trooper plus Hoverbike. Okay, let's click on import. I'm gonna select this FBX file, Trooper and Hoverbike, and click on open. I'm gonna check this box, import textures, and I'm also going to select create new materials and click on import all. I'm gonna save everything. Let's enable the static mesh filter. I'm gonna select all these static meshes and bring them into the scene. Just about there. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna now select the static meshes of this trooper to merge them. Select this one, select this one, select this one. I'm gonna press H to make sure everything is selected. It isn't, we still have to select this one. And yeah, I think everything is selected for this trooper. Now I'm gonna go into the modeling mode and go into this X form and simply merge this asset, okay? I'm gonna also set the pivot point at the bottom and I'm gonna click on accept. I'm gonna do the same thing with this hoverbike as well. I'm gonna select all these static meshes and going to merge and click on accept. Okay, I'm gonna go into edit pivot point and set the pivot point at the bottom, click on accept and go back into selection mode. And there we have it, two static meshes with a character and a hoverbike, okay? I'm gonna now save everything and simply just select all the static meshes and deselect these two static meshes that we just combined, and I'm gonna delete them. Okay, yeah. So as you can see that the textures on this character doesn't look so accurate, so I'm just gonna open up all the materials on this character. And the problem in here is this emissive color node. So I'm just gonna disconnect it. And I'm doing so by pressing and holding Alt on my keyboard and then press the left mouse button, okay? Let's do the same thing in here as well. Here as well. In here. And finally here. I'm going to save all these materials. Close everything. And now as you can see, our textures now look very accurate. And this is how this sci-fi hoverbike and this character is going to look like inside our scene in Unreal. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. And in the next lesson, we'll set up this hoverbike and this character inside Unreal for the animation of shot 2. Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next one.